Margaret Kuhlman of Soul Astrology. At the moment I'm standing in a very lovely piece of countryside with a stream trickling by and birds appreciating the spring, the odd aeroplane flying by and a chilly breeze, daffodils opening out here and there, and a sense of burgeoning beginnings. This new moon is a total eclipse. One can say a lot about eclipses, but perhaps the most important thing is just that they emphasize the moment and therefore the month. This new moon is at the very end of Pisces, so all the last month we've had the sun moving through Pisces, dissolving boundaries, emphasizing empathy, sensitivity, emotional uncertainty, and a huge potential for changes. So this new moon is calling us to the end of a process from which we step into Aries immediately, ready to act, accepting our effectiveness. Venus and Mars have been leading us through Aries all month, Venus now in Taurus. So the energy is still about that action, a tendency to impatience, sights on the goal, aiming to get there. But just these last few days, Venus has slowed us down, our relationships, our relationship with the earth itself, with our bodies, with each other, the facts of it, the closeness, tactile, practical, relating to that which is actually physically here, relating to nature and the world, a sweet sextile to Neptune. So not just the facts of it, but the energy of it too. All the layers, the levels, from the physical through to the most fine ethereal, through the emotions, through the sensitivity to others' feelings, through our own feelings. And the quincunx to Saturn, suggesting that that area of our beliefs that we're examining has to do with how we can be of assistance, how through contact with what is, we are able to be a part of it in a valuable way, rather than distancing ourselves, rather than allowing that impatience to move us away from the now. So love in service, love as a healer. And the Saturn, connecting so beautifully with the new moon, shows us perhaps hopefully taking responsibility for our part in the wholeness of things. Responsibility in the sense of acknowledging our presence and our effect, being part of, rather than aiming to alter, manipulate, to make our own changes. Mercury in Pisces is perhaps indicating our willingness to consciously consider these more spiritual ideas. I often feel I'm preaching to the converted, that whoever hears what I say believes these things already. But what I would ask is that we allow for the positive potential to be that which is rising. Jupiter still going through Leo, although retrograde now, so perhaps we'll be looking at the effects we've had so far, considering what we have been able to achieve or what we do, considering with a view to adapting our own efforts, our own attitudes, our heart's alignment, and quincunxing the Mercury, aligning our heart with what spiritual understanding we have. By the full moon, which is another eclipse, the sun is well into Aries, the moon in Libra on the north node, Sun on the south node. Mercury has moved into Aries by then, and Mars has shifted following Venus into Taurus. Jupiter trines all that Aries bunch, the Sun beside Uranus, and the Moon in Libra, leading us towards producing harmony, finding a balance, finding a way that works. So although there may be a lot of individual statement of want or desire, the expression of personal needs, there is also a call to balance that against those of others. Simply to accept that others have an I that wants and needs as well. And community is a blending of these through discussion, the Mercury telling the truth in Aries with the courage to speak the truth however unpalatable it may look. Mercury perhaps helping us to bring disparate needs into the same field so that creative solutions can be found that allow for everything to be met. With both ends of this squaring Pluto, it looks as though it could be a bit of a bumpy ride. So the fact that Venus and Chiron together sextiling each other, connecting well to Pluto, our initial bursts of claiming our own space, our own requirements, is slowed down. It could be a time when we are called upon to actually accept the way things are, rather than the way we would like them to be. I personally have a feeling of forgiveness this month, that forgiveness is perhaps the most open attitude. And forgiveness has to do with acceptance of what is. In accepting the past, we forgive the past for being what it seemed to be with all its difficulties that we had. But we also need to forgive the future for maybe not being what we would have asked for. In forgiving it, we surrender ourselves. And in surrendering, there is a need to appreciate that basically life is positive, growthful, beneficent, and moves towards the best solution for all, whatever strange ways it may take to do that. So we rest in this love of earth, this love of reality, of truth, and the acceptance of how things actually are, and the surrender to how they are going to turn out. So although the future may not turn out quite the way you would have asked for, it will be exactly what it needs to be. And this needs to be our highest desire, that things work out for the greater good. Thank you. Speak to me. However precious you see the world around you, however sweet the sounds, it is a reflection of your true self. Know then that you are precious, more precious than even your heart can know. Come into the space where love and bliss is all, and rest your weary soul in peace. It is not that you hold this space inside you. It is that you and everything you know is held constant in this space. Welcome.